Launch in 3, 2, 1. We have liftoff. If you're new to editing or just getting started with Clipchamp, this is the perfect place to start. In this video, we're using real clips from the Artemis mission to show you exactly how to trim, split, and crop your footage step by step, plus a few simple tricks that can instantly make your edits look cleaner and more professional. Alright, let's jump right into it. Go ahead and open up Clipchamp if you haven't already. Once it's open, click Create a new video. Alright, sometimes it can take a few seconds, but first we'll import some media to work with. On the top left, you'll click on My Media and then Import Media. Navigate to where your media is located and click Open. That will make your materials available for use on the timeline. Now that we have our media available, we'll drag one of our video clips onto the timeline. When you drag the clip onto the timeline, you now have the ability to trim it or move it left or right. Here you can see the clip highlighted. I'll play a part of the clip to see if we want to trim some back. As you can see, there is a little bit of extra footage at the beginning, so we'll trim just a little bit off the front so we can get right into it. Now trim does exactly what it sounds like. It allows you to remove part of the actual footage from a time perspective. To do that, you just grab either the left or right edge of the clip and drag it toward the middle of the clip. Now that we have that trimmed, there is some dead space we aren't going to use in the front of the project. It's best to clean it up as you go. This way you aren't stuck adjusting all of your media at the end of the project. There's a couple of ways to do this. Since right now, we just have one piece of media on the timeline, we can simply select and drag the media to the left. Or you go to the top of the timeline, and you'll notice the gap turns into a trash bin symbol. Just click the trash symbol, and the gap is deleted. Just like that. Now we'll play this for a few seconds to get a good place to trim the right side of the clip back. Okay, this looks like a good place to trim this clip back to. So you'll notice that I played the clip, and then I paused it where I want to trim it back to. There are a couple of ways we can trim the clip back. One, we could grab the right end of the clip and drag it back to the timeline cursor bar that was stopped when we paused the video. Or two, we can right-click on the clip and select Split. This will split the clip exactly at the cursor. Then you simply delete the rest of the clip from the right side. In this case, I just drug the right edge back to the cursor. Now that we have this clip trimmed up, I wanted to take a quick moment to talk about selecting your correct aspect ratio. This video was recorded at roughly 16:9 with the intent to use it on a long-form YouTube video, and that is what we have selected here. Additionally, you'll notice the video does not come quite to the edge of the canvas, so I'll use the Fit and Fill function at the top by clicking directly on the video on the canvas highlighting it. Click once, it will fit. Click a second time to fill the entire space. We'll bring the cursor back to the front and play that back to check for issues. Okay, that's looking pretty good. Now we'll go ahead and drop our second clip onto the timeline. As we do that, did you know that Artemis II at launch was 322 feet tall? That's taller than the Statue of Liberty. Now that we have our second clip onto the timeline, we'll need to trim it up to the footage that we want to use for this project. Some of the steps we go through when modifying the second clip can be the same, but we're going to switch it up and use the next tool, and that is the split. And if you want to see this all come together, be sure and stay till the end where we show what this project looks like in its final form. Okay, in this clip, there is an interview with the astronauts. So I'm just trimming back to the initial comms check and setup. To do that, I let the clip play until I'm at the point where I want the clip to start. Then I right-click the clip and split. Then I can delete the rest of the clip to the left. You notice that when I split the clip, I can now move the rest of the clip to the right and create separation if I need room to work. In this case, we are just going to delete the left part of the clip we split. And you can do that by right-clicking and delete. Remove the gap by clicking the trash bin between clips or sliding the clip on the right all the way over to the left to come in contact with the first clip. Now we'll play it back from the beginning to check out how well the two clips mesh. We aren't working on transitions or anything yet, just making sure that the clips go together. or whether or not we need to trim the clip back some more. Okay, that looks good. Now let's say you want to tighten up your footage and remove sections. You can use the split and delete as much as you want to create the flow you desire. We are just using this as an example. At the end, I'll put it all together to give you an idea of how this video could come together. All right, we'll trim out a bit more of this clip to get right to the astronauts talking. So we'll split again and remove the unwanted segment. We'll move that over and then play it to see how the clips come together. We'll be working on transitions in another video, but I'll give you a short preview at the end. Now, let's say we are done with the clip and we want to trim the whole thing back. We simply grab the right edge of the clip and drag it to where you want the clip to end. You can also just let the clip play until you're at the point you want it to end, and do another split and delete the footage on the right. Now, the next tool we go into is the crop function. To crop both video and image clips, simply click on a clip. And when it shows as highlighted, go to the top and click the crop button. From there, go to any edge of the clip and drag it in toward the middle. Do this until you have the size and shape you like. Let's take this clip to start. And let's say I want to isolate one of the astronauts to have him talking, while the rest of the video displays something else. I'll drag all sides in and create a portrait around him. From there, I'll click the check mark above the clip to close out the edit of the image. Then we could do something like layer the image like so, to create an interview feel with replay footage. If you want to increase or decrease the size of an image or video, grab the corner of the video and it will basically zoom in or out, keeping the same aspect ratio. If you want to change the original crop, just select the image, click crop at the top, and then you can modify your crop. Here's another example of what you could do. Then you could do something like add a background or use an effect. To create some simple depth and contrast, I like to use the blur fill. To do that, click on the clip you would like to add the effect to. Then on the right, click Effect. Scroll down and click Blur Fill. Note that when you apply a blur fill, the effect blurs all clips underneath it on the timeline. So be sure to layer your clips and apply the effects in the right order. Here I'm selecting the clip at the bottom of the timeline. Now let's put it all together. All right, now in this last example, I combine a bunch of these edits to create an intro to an Artemis II video on one of my other channels. Can you pick out any of the types of edits I used in this?
On April 1, 2026, NASA sent 4 explorers into space to do something that hasn't been done since 1972. Apollo 17 was the last mission to land astronauts on the moon. And although the Artemis II mission will not put anyone on the lunar surface, sending humans in orbit around our close friend will lay the groundwork for a return to the surface in 2027. The crew, as part of Artemis II, will practice real mission conditions like deep space communication, crew procedures, and navigation and trajectory control. It's the dress rehearsal for the biggest show in the universe. So make sure you stay tuned as we take you where no man has gone before.
Well, I hope you got a lot out of today's Intro to Clipchamp. If you want to learn more, be sure and subscribe. Good luck on your faceless freedom journey, and until next time.